Alright, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, the latest physique update from Neckzilla. And I'm going to be honest, I think this is the most impressive update that I've seen from Rubiel for pretty much the entirety of this prep and maybe any of the other supposed preps that were supposed to take place for him this year, such as the Arnold Ohio, the Arnold UK, the New York Pro. This is one of the first updates where I feel like it's not just him walking around the gym in a tank top. It's not just him, you know, with a crazy pump on the leg press machine and just pulling up his shorts. It's not just him with a crazy pump, you know, training biceps in a tank top. He's hit legitimate poses. You can see his entire physique. And I think in this update, you are really starting to see those deeper striations in his pecs. You're really starting to see some pretty deep separated abs. He's kind of even got like an 8-pack. He's got a really good midsection for a guy of his size. But also when he turns to the side, you can see like that separation in his serratus and his obliques. He's got the side ab definition. And if you guys didn't know, he is prepping for the Dubai Pro, which he's got, I guess we're under 4 weeks now from that show, a little over 3.5 weeks. And honestly, I just think straight up, he looks good. I mean, you know, even when you see him in the updates with the tank top or whatever, obviously he's a huge just freak, even when he leaves the tank top on. So it's good to see him with his physique where you can actually see, you know, the abs, the detail, the bodybuilding poses, not just him training for a pump. And one thing that just really impresses me about him is you can see the vascularity in not only his upper body, but his lower body. He's like pumped both up and down. And I think I've always kind of wondered this, like with a guy like Rubiel, when your legs are just that freakishly big and they get super pumped, like his legs are always really vascular, they're really full. I mean, really, realistically, probably some of the most muscular legs on the planet. He's probably got more muscle mass in his legs than almost anybody on earth. I mean, it's pretty insane. And I kind of wonder when your legs are just that big and how crazy pumped his legs usually are, does it make it harder to get a pump in the upper body because there's so much blood in the lower body because it's just so ridiculously big? And maybe that's a stupid question, but just because he's such a freak and he's in such a unique situation with just the absurd size of his legs, there's probably not very many people that would even consider this type of question, but he's just kind of in a class of his own when it comes to leg size. I've always kind of thought that was impressive about him, is how crazy big his legs are. They're like always pumped, vascular. Does it make it harder to get a pump in the upper body because there's just so much blood and just so much volume down there? But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. At about 3.5 weeks out, what do you think about Rubiel's condition here, how he looks going into the Dubai Pro? I want to see Rubiel on the Olympia stage. I want to see him win a show and win it convincingly. I want to see him with really good conditioning. Like yes, he is a freak. He's fun to watch. He's entertaining. He's exciting because he is just so absurd looking. But can he bring the conditioning required to win a show like the Dubai one? Can he bring the conditioning required to be a top placer at the Olympia? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, now next up in the news, before we get to the Dubai Pro, we've got a show this weekend in Portugal, the Mr. Big Evolution Pro. Now, we just got the competitor list for that show today. So you've got Khaled Alkazem, Andrea Balzani, William Bonac, Carlo, Nathan Diasha, Gianluca De Lorenzo, Anthony Gel, Bella Kokeni, Pawal Kowalski. Michael Krizo is listed here, but Krizo has since said he's got an injury and he's not going to be competing until, I believe he said, after the Olympia. He had his sights set more on the Arnold Classic of next year. And you've got Reese McDonald, Emir Omaragic, and Christian Wolski. So obviously, I think the main battle here that people are going to be looking at is William Bonac versus Nathan Diasha. Bonac beat Behrooz. Behrooz beat Nathan. Logic would suggest that Bonac will beat Nathan here as well, but could you have a third scenario where Nathan beats Bonac? Then all three of these guys now, Bonac, Behrooz, and Nathan, will have their Olympia qualification. And I think Emir Omaragic and Christian Wolski will likely be in the 3rd and 4th place spots. I'm glad to see them back in this lineup as well. So that being said, let's talk about the latest update from William Bonac. So this weekend, he did do a guest posing in Marrakesh, and this would be exactly 1 week out from the Big Man Evolution show, or the Mr. Big Evolution in Portugal. And look, 1 week out, he looks damn near stage ready. You can see cross striations in the quads, deep strided obliques and serratus, deep cuts in detail in the legs. I mean, obviously, he's not competing here. This is a guest posing. He's still 1 week out. He still has to peak, manipulate water, etc., dry out. But, I mean, he's got striated glutes. He's got deep hamstrings. The guy damn near looks like these pictures could be from a competition and not a guest posing, which, to be fair, I guess is probably what you would expect to be at 1 week out. But like I said, I do think that Bonac is the favorite to win this show. The logic would suggest that. Again, Bonac beat Behrooz. Behrooz beat Nathan. Now, unless Nathan comes in significantly more conditioned and significantly drier at this show, then we might have a different story, because I feel like the main difference between Behrooz and Nathan was conditioning. I think Behrooz significantly out-conditioned him, while Nathan brought a really full, big look to his physique. The conditioning just wasn't on the level of Behrooz. But if Nathan comes in a lot tighter and drier here, maybe he does give Bonac a run for his money. But I think Bonac is out to prove a point, because he got so much backlash when he beat Behrooz that he wants to show everyone here he can do it again. And like I said, I think we're probably going to get a rematch of all of these guys in Dubai, joined by Neckzilla and who knows who else. But I keep hearing that Behrooz, Nathan, and Bonac, all three, are interested in doing the Dubai show. So it would be kind of cool if Nathan won here. So each of them won one show against different guys. If Behrooz wins one, Nathan wins one, Bonac wins one, then all three have a rematch at this Dubai show. And then you've got some other guys in the mix like Neckzilla. That would be an exciting show. I mean, especially imagine if Neckzilla came in and beat all of them. What an exciting story that would be building up to the Olympia. Is you had all these guys win a show. If you had Nathan, Bonac, Behrooz all win a show. These are good bodybuilders that qualified for the Olympia. They all won shows. What if Neckzilla came in and beat all three of them in one show? Now that would get people talking going into the Olympia. Which, speaking of which, we did get an update today from Behrooz Tabani. So you could compare this to the update that we talked about of Rubiel Mosquera, Neckzilla, earlier in this video. Behrooz is, as far as I know, confirmed to be doing Dubai. I don't know. I'm not as confident about Nathan and Bonac. So this would also be Behrooz about 3.5 weeks out. And if you compare it to Neckzilla, Behrooz being this guy that's known for bringing this really crisp conditioning, I think honestly, him and Neckzilla at 3.5, 4 weeks out, they look kind of close. Now, granted, you didn't get to see in that video of Rubiel, you didn't really see his glutes and hamstrings. You didn't really see much of his back. So I guess it's not a super fair comparison. But if you're talking about obliques, maybe the deepness of the abs, the deepness of the separation, the striations in the chest, I think you could even argue that Rubiel looks tighter than Behrooz in this video, right? Which I think is pretty damn impressive for Rubiel, this mass monster freak. He's looking good. Like I said, I think that's the best update we've seen from Rubiel thus far. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below when it comes to both Bonac versus Nathan. Who do you think is going to win that matchup? Then when you look ahead to the Dubai show, Behrooz versus Neckzilla. Neckzilla looks like he might be able to beat a guy like Behrooz. Now, we're less than 2 weeks out now from the Vancouver show. So again, in these coming weeks, you've got Vancouver, you've got Chicago, you've got Dubai, you've got this Portugal show. But Vancouver's going to be the next one up after this weekend's Portugal show. And now, officially, Beef Stew has thrown his hat in the ring. And he did a guest posing this weekend. And we've also got some pictures of him at under 2 weeks out. So now that I know that Stew is doing it, he's my favorite in this lineup to win. Like I said, it doesn't really seem like there's a lot of guys that are going to be going out of their way to do this Vancouver show. We really only knew about John, Hassan, and now Stu as far as bigger name, more relevant guys right now that are throwing their hat in the ring in Vancouver. And as I was watching this guest posing from Stu, and I looked at some of these pictures, and obviously we just saw him compete a couple of times. He looked really impressive. He looked, like I said, I thought he looked a lot bigger than I thought he was, and he was in pretty good shape. And I like what we've seen from John Jewsett. We just got an update from him as well, and he looks very impressive. He looks very conditioned. But after what we saw from Hassan at the last show, it was a very poor showing from Hassan, to the point where I thought maybe he shouldn't have even competed in that show, looking like that. So I'm not very confident, even though Hassan's one of the bigger names, really one of the bigger bodybuilders in this Vancouver lineup. I'm not very confident about how he's going to do here, just based on what he looked like a few weeks ago. And John was third in that same show. So I think it's probably going to be between John and Stu for the win. And right now I am leaning towards Stu. I think Stu has been very impressive this year, and I want to see him qualify for the Olympia. I really like his physique, and I like what he's done this year so far. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you did, in fact, enjoy it. Make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe, click the bell notification icon, all that good stuff. And as always, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NICKS&P. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.